imagine being a teenager, not having a relationship with your dad, and then all of a sudden he pops up out of the blue. He shows up thinking, this is my daughter and my only child, and I'm gonna assert authority on her.
Now, how long did this last? Because now it was, you did the work, you guys got married, you guys seemed like y'all were super happy. And boom.
Okay, I had to stop allowing my family to run my life.
Because my parents didn't raise me, right? My mom was on drugs, my dad was incarcerated, so I felt that abandonment, right?
Yeah, families can be like a cult. If you think about it, you know, if you get wrapped up in that small world and you get stuck in that cult and you don't get out.
So what was your dream growing up as a little girl, moving around place to place? What was the dream like? I know you had like some type of job, or you wanted to be an actress. What was that for you?
I wanted to survive. That's it.
Family, what is going on? Listen, welcome to another episode of the Living Proof podcast, where you know we bring real people with real testimonials to deep dive into so many aspects of life. Today, we got somebody who is different that I don't think I ever had this conversation today, but I think it's well needed, and I think we don't talk about it enough, right? Like grief, it's one of those things that we deal with, but we don't know how to deal with it, right? For me, when I lost my little brother, I didn't know how to deal with it, and I became a workaholic, which is good. But at the end of the day, everything comes at a cost, right? So today, we got Miss Donielle Young in the building. How we feeling?
Oh, we're feeling fantastic. We're feeling fantastic. I love the intro. Because that's exactly what's going on in the world. People don't talk about it enough. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you're here because I never had this conversation. Like, I've never even met a person who was like, I can help you with that.
Yes.
When did this start? How did this start?
Oh, gosh. And we were talking about this on the way up. It's like, how do I begin to even tell my story, or where did it start? But I am a young widow. I lost my husband, it'll almost be 4 years now. So we were married for 16 years. And he was a very healthy young man. And he died at the age of 49 to stage 4 colon cancer. And so that's where my new journey into grief started.
So you went from trauma to now helping people.
Yeah.
You turn your pain into power.
Yes, I did.
We're gonna have to dive into it all the way today, right?
Yes.
But I wanna take it back to like, who are you? Because I just wanna know who you are, and are you living proof to be helping people? So where did the journey start? How was growing up for you?
Oh my goodness. So this is what I always say. So grief didn't start when my husband passed away. So grief started from parent neglect, childhood traumas, abandonment, not having a relationship with, or a close relationship with really the parental side of my family, and just kind of going through as a teenager, being lost and not really having the direct guidance to who I am to be, and just kind of scraping through the mud and figuring out life and deciding every day, okay, what's next? And so I think that resilience and just keep going is what helped me to deal with the most devastating loss of my life, which was losing my husband.
Oh, check this out. I know you've been watching this episode, and listen, I know it's been going crazy, right? But I had to stop the episode real quick because I'm here to tell you, like, I don't know if you see me in a different space, but I don't know if you really know that I'm the #1 person in America that's teaching people how to take their vehicle and go make money. Like, the first thing I do is I teach you how to get on delivery apps. That way you have money on your phone. The second thing I do is I teach you how to get local delivery contracts right in your city, right in your county, right in your state. And then the third thing I teach you how to do is go ahead and subcontract. So now you can go ahead and get national contracts, sub them out, not physically doing the work. So I'm telling you right now, I got a link below. I'm having a class this week. It will be 100% free because you are watching this. I need you to go check it out. It is right below, www.careermasterclass.com. Listen, I need you to go ahead and register because I'm telling you right now, my classes always fill up and I got a free spot just for you. So go ahead to www.careermasterclass.com. I see you in class. Let's get it. Now, Donielle, you said a lot, but you ain't, listen, we going to dive into it. You say, yeah, this abandonment, like specifically, like for me, like I was abandoned, like, because my parents didn't raise me, right? My mom was on drugs, my dad was incarcerated, so I felt that abandonment, right?
Yeah.
And then the biggest abandonment was my aunt who raised me. When my pops came home from prison, she just was like, here, you got to go. So now it's like, I got an attachment to you. I don't know this person. You know, so I was at 9 years old. I had to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
So what happened in your life specifically?
So in my life specifically, I was raised by a single mom.
Okay.
And she was in college, and so I wasn't always with her. I stayed with my family in the Bronx, New York. That's why I said asking where I'm from is I was born in Albany, New York.
Okay.
I was raised in the Bronx. I was raised in Virginia, Bermuda.
You sound like a military baby. What's going on?
Exactly, but not really.
Okay.
So yeah, we moved around a lot. But I was raised by a single mom who was trying to figure out life as well. And I have a younger sister as well. And she just was just trying to figure out where to go next. And I was just kind of left in the wind. She had me at a young age, unexpectedly, obviously. And my dad was not around at all. And she wanted him to be, and I think she wanted someone to be. So I had an experience with that. And
hold on now.
Yeah.
Experience of meeting this man, meeting that man, meeting this man.
Which would explain the moving around a lot,
Moving in with other men.
No, that didn't happen.
Okay,
no.
Okay, good.
Just moving around a lot, getting away, trying to start fresh. She was always just trying to find something to get away from any toxicity or drama, even though she probably created a lot of it. So when it would happen, she thought moving would solve the problem, and so, yeah, that's a lot of
I always wonder, because I feel like girls who grow up without their dad, they feel like they're missing something. What did that do for you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Not having a father figure in the home leaves for worthiness, self-worth, self-love. Having a father in the home just kind of brings a different type of energy. And so even now, I have a son. He's 17 years old. I call him my man child because he's almost 6'4" and 190 pounds at 17. So he's an avid baseball player. I don't talk about him a lot, but that's about as much as I can say about him because he said he does not want to be online. I respect that.
I respect it.
But I always said, and now raising him as a solo parent, that I can't bring that male energy into the home because I really understand the difference in having. Now, here's the thing.
Hold on. So you were intentional. You was like, listen, I can't bring nobody. You think you miss opportunity that way?
No. I said that I can't. Not that I'm not willing to have someone come in. I know that I can't deliver that male energy myself.
Right. Okay.
Right? So if the opportunity presented itself and there was someone that fit the bill and I thought, could collaborate well with the family, then absolutely. But I knew that I couldn't do it. So I know we'll get to it, but in my book, I talk about being the dad director. So I direct. So I have my friends' husbands come in and take care of them, things like that. But going back to my childhood, my dad actually came back into my life when I was older. And
you was getting some money?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And
that's when they seem to come back.
Yeah, no, he came back for her, or she came back for him, or whatever the situation may be.
Okay.
And so that was interesting. So imagine being a teenager, not having a relationship with your dad, and then all of a sudden he pops up out of the blue. You're excited initially, but he shows up thinking this is my daughter and my only child, and I'm going to assert authority on her. So a lot of trauma came from that. By the way, can we just talk about the fact that I have never talked about this?
Hey, listen, you live in proof.
Can we just talk about that?
Hey, listen, people got to hear it all. We got to hear it all.
No, it's true. It's like knowing my journey and knowing kind of how I became the grief disruptor that I am is because grief did not start with losing my husband. There's a lot of long journey. You might need 3 or 4 podcasts for the things that I have been through. But he came back for a short period of time and left again. So he's actually left during my teenage years. He left during my adult years. It was just a very toxic relationship. So that kind of weighs on you, and you build some resilience from that and learn a lot of things. And it also causes a lot of unhealthy development for me, So, yeah.
I definitely feel you on that, especially because my dad, when he came back in my life, he was, just like, oh, you my son, you should listen to me. And I was like, at the end of the day, you don't have my respect.
What is that?
You know what I'm saying?
What is that? I don't even know you.
Yeah, you don't have my respect. I get it that you my dad. I get it that you feel this type of way, but we haven't built a bond nor a relationship. So I don't know what you think this is.
Exactly.
I'm not going for none of that.
Yeah. And that's exactly who I was as a young teenager. I know I was probably a little unruly or whatever. I think I was like 13. But still, I mean, I called the police on my dad, and I was just like, no, you will not. Absolutely not, I got in trouble for it too.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what was your dream growing up as a little girl, moving around place to place? What was the dream? Like, I know you had like some type of job, or you wanted to be an actress. What was that for you?
I wanted to survive. That's it.
Talk about it.
That's it.
Just wanted to survive.
I just wanted to survive. I didn't even have an opportunity to think about those things. And I talk about it often. I mean, I'm a healthy, lean woman. I'm very athletically built. I could have played basketball. I could have done, track. I did play a little bit of track and basketball, but I didn't have the support there. And so those dreams didn't really formulate, in my mind. So I'm really proud that my son has those.
Right.
And that's what you do. You kind of change the generation, break the generational cycle and say, I'm not living this life. I'm removing myself. So I removed myself from that family system. Me and my girlfriend talk about it all the time. It's like families can be like a cult. If you think about it, if you get wrapped up in that small world of this is what it is, this is how it is, this is the environment that you live in, and you get stuck in that cult and you don't get out, that's exactly where you're gonna be. But you have to be resilient enough to be like, I don't fit here, and be strong enough to move yourself out of it. And it's a long journey in doing that, but I beat the system.
Man, you bringing back some memories today for me, because I feel like I got some trauma still.
Yeah, of
like
course.
my family was like, our family is cursed. Like that was the narrative. Like this doesn't happen to our family, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Poverty and all this stuff ran in my family until it ran into me. Like it's not going. Like it ends with me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not accepting that. Like I just like now I just feel like y'all just gave up, and it's like they were wondering like what I was doing until it popped, right?
Yeah.
Like what are you doing? I'm going against the grain because what y'all doing, that's not what I want.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
With what I see, that's not what I want. That's crazy. So did you go to college?
I did.
Okay.
I went to college. Actually went to college for many, many years because I was. Listen, I was. What did I say?
Many years?
I was a professional student. That's how I say it. I was a professional student.
What's that mean?
So what happened was I went after I came out of college. came out of high school. I studied graphic design and mechanical engineering, and then I started making money. I went into sales. So I was like, oh, this is where it's at. That's what's up.
It is.
Started working, making a little bit of money. And then I decided I need to go back to school. So I was always like in some kind of community college. I know I went to Auditing University for a little while. And then I did really well in sales. I got promoted several times. And I said, listen, these people, white people, can see who I am here, but no one knows on paper. Like, I didn't have anything because I didn't have my degree or anything. So I actually went back to school and I got my business degree way after the fact, way after my career, because I thought it was important.
So how many years in school was this total?
I never counted. I don't know. It had to been
many years.
It had to been like, I don't know. I was in my 30s by the time I graduated. But I was always like taking classes. Like I was always doing something. You went to school
for basically.
No, don't do that. No, we're not doing that today. We're not doing that today, though.
I'm just saying.
We're not doing that today.
I'm just saying you did another 12. I'm just being honest
with
you.
Let's be inspiring with that, okay?
No, I'm not.
Never give up.
I love that. No, not for real, but like we're joking, but seriously, like never give up on your goals and your dreams.
Yeah.
Because some people, they count themselves out. I'm too old. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You know what I mean? Like, we joke and we laugh, but this is the Living Proof podcast. Like, I need y'all to really understand that you're never too old to do anything that you want to do. And your timing is your timing. Like, don't look at somebody else and think because they completed in 4 years that it might have took you 12. Like Miss Young, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's true.
It's true. You got to keep going. I was very, very intentional about that. So, and I'm glad I did because like I said, when you're out there and you get out into the workforce, you need to have on paper some kind of credentials or accreditation. Well, back in the day, maybe not so much now, but like you needed to show that you had something to kind of back up your experience. And so I did it.
Absolutely. When did the man come in place? When did your husband come in place?
My husband came in place when we were working. We worked for the same company.
Okay.
And I used to always call myself a hot commodity. So here I am in my 20s. I was in my 20s, never been married, no children. I had just left a tumultuous relationship. And we were actually friends. We were friends first for quite some time.
How y'all become friends? How y'all become friends?
I was dating his friends, so I mean.
Oh shit.
Not really. No, not really. Let me take that back. No, I wasn't really dating his friend, but like I was dating someone mutual that he knew. So that's the kind of friendly that we were.
Okay.
But no, we became friends, and then one thing kind of led to you spend a lot of time at work, you know, and it wasn't my goal to like. I was in my 20s. Like I wasn't trying to settle down or anything like that. And It just kind of organically happened. It was like, this is what we're doing. This is it. And we didn't get married for 5 years.
So y'all dated for 5 years? Yeah.
He said I wasn't ready yet.
You weren't ready? Ooh, what's going on with you? I got to figure this out.
He was right. So, I'm so glad. By the way, no one has done that before. No one has really dug deep and to ask about my past and family. And so if you think about all that I went through and all that I was carrying, I'm in my 20s. I'm not like, and so he saw me into my soul. He saw who I really was, but he's like, you got some work to do.
So what was the age gap?
Don't do that.
I'm just asking a question.
Because you already know what age he passed away, and it's like, it was only a few years.
Okay, only a few years. Okay, cool. I gotta ask.
I don't mind telling my
I gotta ask. So this happened at work. This popped up, and some of y'all women, listen, y'all got them work boyfriends too. Y'all not slick. All right, we see y'all. Don't be coming home smiling in my face after you smile at his. I'm not saying that you did it, right?
No.
But a lot of women, they got these work boyfriends. You spend a lot of time together. Nobody trying to hear that. All right. So now. It takes you.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do at home, that don't happen. But I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh, amen. Y'all better take heed. All right. But now 5 years. Hey, listen. You got some work to do.
Yeah.
I see something in you.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know men, we know.
Yeah.
I want this to be my wife, but something got to change.
Yeah.
What was that thing that you had to do in order to be prepared to be a wife?
I had to know that. I had to stop allowing my family to run my life.
I need you to talk about that, please.
Emotionally, not physically. So, all of the trauma, me just wanting their acceptance, me wanting my mom to really just like be excited for me and not jealous of who I've become. My sister wanting to put away her things and wanting to really be part of my life and so I had to really make the decision that okay, I have my own life and I can't buy for their acceptance anymore. I have to accept me. And because I was the black sheep, I left the system.
Right.
When you break away from the cult, you're the outsider. And I had to be okay with being the outsider. And that takes a lot of work and a lot of therapy. So I was in therapy. I've been in therapy for over 2 decades. So that's what I needed to do to kind of get into the core of me and give myself my own acceptance. So I wasn't kind of biting for them and lean on him. Right? So he's doing all this work and giving me that value and that love and that security. And then as soon as I get a phone call or don't get the phone call from my family, then it all breaks down. And he's like, ugh. I'm making his work like 100 times harder, And so I had to work on kind of digging deep within myself a lot.
That's real. Like family can sway you so many different ways on their beliefs in your relationship. So I realized, at my older age, like you really got to protect that. You got to protect your relationship against your family.
Yes.
You know, especially like, you know, dealing with women and moms. For some reason, like moms be, if you got a nice man, they be jealous. I go through that. I'm going through that right now. I'm like, I don't know if she got your best interest in this, and I need you to protect us.
No, it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It is so true. And I dealt with a lot of that. I mean, just picture me. Oh, Dayron, they didn't warn. I should have been warned before I came up here.
You come to the Living Proof podcast, we gonna get it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is there some tea or something in here? What's happening? Okay. So listen. You have to realize that sometimes you are living the life that other people dreamed of. Mm-hmm. And not from a financial, not from a materialistic, sometimes just in your being, just in who you are and who you are able to become. They can't sit in that. They don't have the capacity to hold that you are here and you are exactly where I wanted to be. You know, my mom was super smart. Is super smart. She went to law school in her 40s, you know, but she had a stroke at 46 that really took her out and took over her life, you know, and that was really, really unfortunate for her. But, you know, what are you going to do? I'm not going to stop my life. Right. I can't stop living. So
I'm just going to say, I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Nah, for real, because a lot of people, they succumb to their family.
Yeah.
And they miss their opportunity, they miss their blessing.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So as a Black woman, I just want to let you know I'm super proud of you.
I appreciate that so much. And that is a message for your listeners. Like if you are in your family dynamic and you know, you look around and you're like, it's like, I'm different. I'm different. Make moves on that. Like don't sit in it. Don't let it consume you. Because I think that's where a lot of miserable people come from. A lot of miserable people come from sitting somewhere that they don't belong. If we look around and we're like, I don't belong here, start making moves.
That's a fact.
Travel, get out of your environment, talk to different types of people. You know, I always go back to like a framework, giving people practical steps. It's like, well, how do I do that? You get out. That's what I did. I left, I got out, I surrounded myself around different people. I had a lot of white friends. And I was like, well, what are your family doing? What is this? What do you mean you guys are all together? You know, I had to experience other environments to say what's possible. And once I got that little inkling of what they call they call it toxic positivity. But when I said, oh, so when you speak well over your life, oh, so when you speak positive things into your life, oh, when you are in positive environments, positive things happen to you. And all I needed was a couple of examples. I was like, this is where I'm living. This is where I'm staying. Yeah.
I love it. So many people, they die in it. They don't understand that comfort zone is the death of them.
Oof.
It's like you got to be uncomfortable. You got to shift, put yourself in this proximity, and then it's like, oh, this is a whole new world for me.
Yeah.
But people don't get it.
Yeah. Some people do. I think people do get it. I think going back to like my framework and what I built in my playbook, I think they get it. I think what they don't have is the guidance and the resources and the visual, which is why I do what I do. I didn't have anyone that looked like me, that was like, okay, these devastating things happen to me. It's horrific. I don't always look like this, you know. I went through a lot of devastating loss, a lot of on the floor crying for hours until my face was swollen, and I needed to see someone that said I was there too, and that I can come up and look like this, you know. So I think representation is a lot. That's, you know, when you said having that conversation about grief, right, and Black widowhood, right? How when was the last time you met a Black widow?
Today.
But we're out here and we're thriving and we're running companies and we're running business and we're running households and we're doing all those things because death does not discriminate. You know what I mean?
At
so
all.
Like there are women out here where husbands are dying of sickness, dying of tragic loss, and we're in the shadows, right? As we're often underrepresented in a lot of different categories, right? But we're in the shadows doing what we do. And so I said, when it happened to me and there was no one that looked like me, I said, well, I guess I got to pick it up now. I created her.
Now, how long did this last? Because now it was, you did the work, you guys got married, you guys seemed like y'all were super happy.
Oh,
and boom.
Okay. Can I correct you for a second? I never say I had a happy marriage.
Oh.
I had a healthy marriage.
What's the difference?
So the difference is that marriage is hard. You're taking two individual lives and you're putting them together.
Mm-hmm.
We both came from significant trauma.
Mm-hmm.
We both came from broken families, right? So we didn't just get together and we're having this like pie in the sky, like happy marriage. We got together and made a decision. We made a choice. We're going to do this thing. We're going to do it all the way through. Divorce is not an option. And we both did the work. We both, he went to therapy at one time as well. I got him to go to therapy, of course. I stayed in, it's always the woman. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the power of a woman. I know. The power of that woman, real. I know.
But we made the decision, and it wasn't always, and when I say not happy, it wasn't always like, okay, yeah, baby, let's do it. It was like, I don't like you right now. You don't like me right now. You need to get I need to get mine together. But we made a decision that we are going to be our best selves and we are going to change and break the generational curses. And I'm so proud of what he was able to give me. I'm the first generation of a 2-parent Black family household. Like I didn't grow up that way. I didn't see it that way. And we kind of did it organically, but like we made a decision that this is what we were going to do and we were going to stay together. And I think making that decision was what made us a healthy relationship, because it wasn't always,
I mean, that probably was more good times than bad.
Of course.
I know people like to say, like, yeah, it was this, it was that, but I'm sure it was a lot more good times.
Oh,
it's just
my God.
It's just those, when you go through those bumps and those hills, it's like they trump so many times, and you got to remind yourself, like, nah, I got more happy times with this person.
Yeah, you know what?
Like, I'm going to have, marriage is challenging, right? So for me, like, listen, I was married a year, and I was like, listen, I ain't prepared for this. I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, but I also didn't prepare myself, right? I grew up separate. I didn't see it. Nobody talked to me. Nobody told me, hey, slow down, do this, do that, right? And this is why I'm so glad that you created frameworks for people. That way they can be their best version, because you really lived it. You really went through it. And then you talk about the hardest thing. You lost your partner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, just to give you, like, there was 2 things that we had in our marriage, like and respect. I liked him. So just picture us. He's dying of stage 4 colon cancer. He died on our anniversary, October 18th. So I would say from the first kiss to the last. And I like to say, because I've done these interviews and like they see me smiling when I talk about my husband. It's like a nervous reaction. Like I have to smile, because if I don't, like, you won't be able to finish the interview. You know what I mean? Right. But like, it's like, why is she smiling when she said that? But from our first kiss to our last, and I remember on the 15th year, we're laying in the bed, and like, you know how you put your leg on each other? And I'm like, babe, it's been 15 years. He's like, and I still like you. We like each other. Like, I adored him. So it made it that much easier. And then I respected him. There was a lot of respect in our relationship. And those are the 2 things I think that are the most important, is to like each other and have respect for one another. And that's how you can get through the hard times. Everything that we went through coming up to his diagnosis is what prepared us to deal with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. So anniversary, that's a hard date for you.
Yeah.
That is a crazy date.
Yeah.
So how do you pick yourself up after that?
Yeah. So.
And then first, how do you pick yourself up? And then how do you say, this is my assignment. This is my mission. This is what I want to change in the world. This is what I want to help people with.
Yeah. So how do I pick myself up? I didn't just pick myself up. I dragged myself. And I dragged myself just like I did in my 20s, in my teenage years, when I had to drag myself, when my father did what he did, when my mother did what she did, when I felt abandoned, when I had no one to turn to, when I felt like no one understood. Like, I dragged myself. So all those things, and obviously the 2 decades of therapy is what helped me. So that's really it. You know, it wasn't I woke up, my husband passed away or got diagnosed and then passed away, and I said, oh, I'm going to be an inspiration to everyone.
Right.
It didn't happen that way. It was this feeling of, I did very specific things when he passed away that helped me to get through that process even faster. And I didn't find anyone online doing it. And so I said, and really what happened was, so I worked in corporate finance for over 10 years.
Okay.
And I took a leave of absence and I came back. And I was always like a big fish in a little pond. And I came back and corporate is, you know, I work for corporates. I have a keynote that's 3 days in a casserole, because corporate only gives you 3 days of bereavement and a casserole. That's it. You know, when your brother, I don't know if you were working at a company when you lost, you said your little brother.
Yeah, no, I went to work the next day. Like, I was like, yo, life don't stop.
Exactly. And your company treated you the same. Like, life doesn't stop, right? And so what I realized was that, you know, grief still stays with you. Grief doesn't go away because you clocked in at work, right? And so I said, I came back, and the kind of treatment that I received was like, no, this ain't it. And one thing that grief and devastation will teach you is that I'm not doing this. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Obviously, I prepared and put myself in a good financial position to take at least 1 year, not forever. Let's not get crazy. But I was privileged to take 1 year. And when I left, I said, okay, now what now, God? What's next? What are we doing? And so 4 months later, he called me and he said, no, you're going to teach other people how it is that you're able to get to that point and get back up. Because that's the whole point is, and I love Sarah Jake Roberts. She did a sermon that said, get up. And I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I built the framework.
Wow.
And I said that, and the framework is from grief through the grit to the glow up, because you can't get there without going through the mud of the grief. And you can't get there without the uncomfortable grit of figuring shit out. Oh, sorry, did we curse on here?
Yeah.
Of figuring things out. And you can't get to the glow up without doing all that work. And the glow up is the reward.
Wow. That is powerful. So I need you to help. I need you to help me. You know what I mean? Like, and help somebody else out. Like, hey, listen, because there's people out here that's watching, that's going through this. And the first thing that they thinking about is, how can I escape from this?
Oof.
Drugs and alcohol.
Oof.
Right? Listen, I think I don't want to think about it. I don't want to face it. I don't want to go through it. I just want to escape.
Yeah.
So what is that framework, that first framework? I just lost somebody. What should, like, I'm in shambles. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm asking God, why? What's the framework?
Yeah. So there's a couple different things. So sometimes I have new grievers, right? And so what I often say is, I'm not for everybody. I already know that.
Okay.
Everyone has a different process of grieving. So this is not a framework that's like built for every phase and every person. It's for a very specific point in your life, right? And so in the grieving process. And so for that person that is in the mud, and they're in the mud, but they see the light on the other side, and they just need that lift to get to the other side, the first thing I tell them is to be kind to yourself. And one of the quotes that I heard, it's not mine, but it's, I have never been here before. I think oftentimes what hurts us from getting to the next level is we're so hard on ourselves. And we're so hard that we're not there, or that we're still in the abusive relationship, or we didn't get the divorce, or we're so hard on ourselves that we did get the divorce, right? Instead of saying to ourselves, I've never been here before. I've never been in a broken marriage. I was in a, happy, healthy marriage 5 years ago. I've never been here where I've had to deal with divorce. I had to navigate going to work, taking care of kids, having friendships, doing different things. And so now I say, be kind to yourself, that you've never been here before. And then one of my biggest, my favorite part of my framework is know your capacity. Know your capacity. And I'm going to say something that you will relate to that your listeners may not like.
What's that?
You know how you go to the barbershop? What's on the TV when you go to the barbershop?
What's on the TV? Some type of sports or something?
Or local news.
Or local news, yeah.
Most of the time it's local news. So what happens is, in knowing your capacity, when I went through grief and devastating loss, and there's a lot of just ick happening around me and I'm in the mud, I have to know that I can't continue to consume myself with the worries and the trauma and the toxicity of the world. So you're playing the news and watching local news every day, all day long, then you start to believe that that's your environment. You start to believe that that's all that there is, right?
That's
and
a
so
fact.
knowing your capacity is knowing I can't deal with them because they're coming up with their drama and can you curse on here?
For sure.
They're dealing with their bullshit and they're not trying to climb out of theirs. They're not trying to get to where I'm going, right? And so you have to know your capacity. I can't handle that. I can't carry it. I can't handle it. I can't be in this environment, but you got to be uncomfortable to move yourself out of it. You got to be uncomfortable to not do the norm and what you're used to. Because what did grandma and auntie do was turn on the news every night.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to know, especially the things that are going on in the world now, I can't carry that weight of the world on me because it will begin to be a part of you. So knowing your capacity, knowing what you can handle is one of my favorites. And then knowing your baseline, where we at, really and truly. I don't know if people have said it on your podcast, don't care what other people think. I hate that because you do.
You do. You really do.
If you walk out in the street and someone calls you a name, it may not impact you as a friend or someone that you know, but you consider the source and where it's coming from, but it will impact you. So stop walking around and saying you care. I care deeply. I'm a very sensitive, very emotional person. I care deeply how I show up for you, how I show up for any platform that I'm on. I care deeply. And once you really get to your baseline and say, I actually do care, now you can wrestle with your emotions. And let me be clear. Let me say this before I forget. I am not a therapist. I'm not a coach. I'm not licensed. I'm someone who has lived this, right? And someone who has gone through almost any bullshit that you can think of. And here I am today. So I don't say it in a way of this is the gospel and this is for everyone. I'm just merely stating the framework that I have done and I have used, right?
I mean, I don't think that you have to be deemed as a therapist, but you definitely giving therapy right now. I'm like, yo, to be honest, I don't know if I'm in a podcast or I'm getting therapy, man. But because this G3 framework that you spitting is absolutely amazing. And you are living proof of it, right? That's the best experience. That's the best teacher, right?
It is.
I don't want to hear from people who haven't been through the thing. It doesn't connect.
Yeah.
It doesn't disconnect. And you said something powerful on, like we do care what people think. Like you got to accept it.
You got to accept it. Yeah.
I'm about to be 35 years old. I'm like,
Oof.
I'm fragile.
Sorry.
My emotions, I'm fragile.
Yeah. There you go.
It's not easy for me to say.
Say it again.
You know what I mean? Growing up in the hood, like you're not gonna say that. Nah, I'm tough. I'm strong.
Yeah.
Nah, my emotions are fragile.
Yeah.
The way you said that, explain that to me, I feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? I don't know how to handle it. Right now, I'm angry, and I'm like, and back in the day, yeah, we would wrestle and tussle, but now it's like you got to deal with that. You got to understand where you are in your capacity. Yeah. So this is definitely helpful for everybody, and they need it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we don't talk about it enough.
We don't.
We want to talk about being hard. We want to talk about the hustle and grind and sleep when you're dead and all of this is like, but why? I don't want to struggle. I don't want to sleep when I'm dead. I want to enjoy life right now because I saw the breath leave from my husband's body. I watched that happen. I know how precious life is, right? So I don't want to live like that. I want to live. I want to enjoy this life. I want to have peace. I want to smile. I want to be on podcasts with beautiful people and have beautiful conversations, I don't want to hustle and grind every single day. But, I also want to create a life that I can be proud of and create a life that is fulfilling. And in order to do that, you got to be uncomfortable and you got to make yourself inconvenient.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know that you help many people, but I think the biggest thing where people have grief and they struggle is the part, I got to go back to work.
Oh, yes.
Grief in the workplace.
Yes.
Don't nobody around you care. Things got to move.
Oof.
I don't care what you going on. I need you to complete the task that I'm paying you for. Yeah. How can we deal with that? I need you to help me with that.
Yeah. So grief in the workplace is one of the major things that we have a gap. First of all, anyone out there who's an entrepreneur running a business and you have employees, it's even more important for the small to medium businesses because you're a small staff, right? And someone experiences grief. it is important for you to find some tools or resources because, as I say, 3 days in a casserole is not cutting it. They're coming back. You have a major identity shift when you lose a loved one, especially someone like a spouse or a parent or a sibling. You're like, who am I now? How do I, come back from, I was someone who had someone that I can call on. Like you said, my partner, my husband was my best friend, I called on him for everything. And so when he left, I didn't know who I was. So now I can come back to work and I can function, but am I really wholly me? And so what happens with a lot of corporations, they're losing productivity. I saw a stat that said anywhere from $69 to $225 billion in productivity because now I'm making mistakes, right? I'm not as productive or I decide to leave, right? And why is that happening? Because corporate doesn't have the infrastructure or the framework to help individuals that are coming back to work. So for that individual that's coming back I go back to it, be kind to yourself. You've never gone back to work without your mom. You've never gone back to work without your dad or your sibling or your spouse or your divorce. You've never had to be, actually I'm single now, I'm not married, and have that conversation. Right. And let's not talk about the fact that I was the only Black woman in my district. That part. Right. And so having to navigate those things and say, okay, there's certain emails that you have to be sensitive to and write. There's certain responses that you have to give to coworkers. And I have all that in my framework as well. But having to prepare yourself when you're going back to work after grief.
I need all these frameworks because you're making me think. My VP of operations, she lost her dad and then she lost her grandma. And I had no framework or nothing to help her, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And recently, I'm just thinking, and I'm like, oh, yes, it's been a couple months, and I'm looking at her production. I'm just like, something is off.
Yeah.
And we need to have a meeting, but in my brain, I'm not thinking about, dang, she is not the same person.
Correct.
It never even clicked till you just said it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just wondering, I'm like, what's going on with you? Like, we need to discuss.
Yeah.
But now you helping me like have that deeper conversation. Like, you're not the same person.
Right. And not in a negative way, but like, how can we figure out who we are now and give her, first of all, acknowledgement is big, right? And so once you acknowledge it, already gives us a sense of, okay, they see me. You know what I mean? And not in a negative way because your productivity and you're making mistakes and whatever have you, but you see me. But I think that's really important is that in grief, we're not having the conversations, By the way, when we're having a conversation, you know what we're having? Sadness, doom, despair. That's when when you think about grief, don't you think like sad, doom, despair, in the mud and all that? We're not thinking that I'm actually functioning. I'm parenting, I'm dating, I'm traveling, I'm doing all these things while I'm in grief. So I'm still functioning and I'm still here, but I'm a different person. So if we help to acknowledge that, then now as the employee or employer, you can let them know, I know it's an identity shift that you're going through. I know you're kind of having to feel your way through. Let me know how I can support you. Here's a framework, from the Grief Disruptor that I had that kind of gives you some steps and just kind of how to uncover the new you, because that's what I had to deal with. I had to deal with, I was a mom, I was a wife, I was a career woman, I was running the house, I was a caretaker. I was taking care of my husband. And so when he passed away, I'm no longer a wife. I was defined as being a wife.
Right.
I enjoy being a wife. I'm not a wife anymore. Who am I? And I'm not going to say what I said on another podcast. But basically I said, am I out in these streets or am I a nun? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, don't be trying to hold back for the living proof now. You out here.
So put it all together. Picture me going back to work. And I'm like, oh shit. Like if you lost a parent or what, I'm like, I don't know what am I?
Right. Yeah.
And so having that employer kind of think of that and say, how do I support my employee? But also there's a fine line, right? Because you're not a therapist, you're not trying to get all into business, but you want to make sure that you also are giving them some tools and resources to help them through that process. But it's an identity shift that happens with grief.
Yeah. I mean, even Because you think they're okay because they being strong, right? Hey, they showing up. Their body is here, but their mind might not be here.
Yeah.
Right? They may be somewhere else. They may, like, we don't know.
Yeah.
We're in a workspace. When they go home, I don't know what's going on. And you just like, I just want to make sure like that I see them.
Yeah.
Right? And I want them to know that, hey, listen, yes, your boss, your leader, whatever I see you.
Yeah.
Right? And you helping me now be a better boss and a better leader, better CEO. It is so powerful. Like, I'm just thinking so much right now. It's like, dang, you giving me therapy.
Yeah. Wait,
you giving me. I'm glad you ain't go out there in these streets because you giving me therapy.
Well, she's still out here in these streets. Let's not get it twisted. But okay.
Oh, snap. Hey, y'all.
She's still outside. I'm a whole woman. Like, wait a minute. Hold up. Have you seen me? Wait a minute, hold up. But that's the other thing, especially me being a widow, like they look and, you think doom and despair because sad sells. Sex sells, sad sells, salation, so grief and identity work and all those things, they don't sell, And so it's important to just, and I thank you so much for having this platform and to talk about living proof because we are out here and some of us are just in survival mode, right? We're just like in the fog. We are floating. We are just making things happen. And we need that guidance and someone to just see us, someone to just say, I see you. I see you. And honestly, as an employer, sometimes that's all we need is to know that you see us. Because she may, is it a she?
Yep.
She may be sitting in the expectations that you are wanting her to show up as the old her. And she's sitting there like, I don't even know who I am. Why am I here? What am I doing? I can't pick up the phone and call. You know what I mean? And there's this painstakingly ache that happens when you go through grief. And it doesn't happen conveniently. So it's not happening when you're at home in your bathroom. Guess when it's happening? During the Zoom call. During the team meeting. Right when that phone call happens, that's when it happened to me. And I remember I didn't get on camera one day. And I was one, I love the camera. Can you tell?
Hey, listen. I don't know what's going on if you got if you just gonna have this podcast or you want somebody in your DMs. I'm confused now. I'm confused. I think she wants somebody in the DMs. Like, what's up, baby?
But no, I had to remove myself from the Zoom, because it just hits you out of nowhere, the grief, and then the survival has to come in, and then you may respond differently because you're just trying to hang on. We don't talk about that. Right. I'm just trying to get through the day. And I'm knowing that I have an employer that understands that I'm just waving through and trying to get to the other side is good.
How do you talk to people who feel guilty though? Like,
oof.
I think I could have did something different. I think I could have helped them. I think I could have saved them. I think if I spent more time with them, if I just answered the phone call, like, how you deal with that? Because I know people, like, once you start unraveling and helping people, they going to lay it out there on you. Like,
yeah. Some things there aren't an answer for. Some things you just need to feel. I remember calling my husband's oncologist right after, and she had to spend 35 minutes on the phone with me, walking me through every step. I was in my son's parking lot crying because I had just felt like, maybe we didn't do the right thing. Maybe we should have done one more chemo. Like, and she obviously she's probably trained in it and walked me through every single step that we tried everything that we could. And at the end of the day, we have to know what we can't control. I can't control what was going on inside of his body, and sometimes we just have to feel what we're going to feel in a moment. You're going to feel that guilt and shame. And guess what? Joy and grief can coexist at the same time. So I can have grief and joy at the same time. And you can also have guilt and shame while you're experiencing joy at the same time. Because oftentimes I'm like, oh, I wish he was here experiencing this moment with me. I wish he was here seeing me right now. He would be so, so proud. He knew that I had a big mouth. He knew I was going to do something. He's like, I know she's saying right now, I knew she was good. I knew it. But that's, You got all kinds of thoughts going on here.
I'm gonna keep it to myself today. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Don't behave today now. Don't behave today.
That was one of the things you had to work on for those 5 years, but I see it came back a little bit in these later years, but it's all good. It's all good.
He said it anyway. Okay.
That's wild. So you helping all these people, helping corporations, you built these frameworks.
Yeah.
What do you think people say about you?
Oh, what do I know people say about me? I love the idea that my grievers, my divorcees, my people going through the mud, and especially my widows are reaching out to me. You know what they're saying? Thank you so much for saying the things out loud. There's so many experiences that you have as a griever. When I say, I was crying on the floor for 2 hours and then I took a shower and beat my face and went out. I was like, hey, what's up? And I felt like, do I have bipolar? Like, what is going on?
I was going to say it, but I don't think it was appropriate. I'm just looking at you and I'm like, hey, fellas, proceed with caution.
Dang. But that's how grief shows up for you. It's like you're trying to kind of be in the moment of your life, your current life, your present life, and it sneaks up on you. And you have to accept that. And you have to, I just accept it. And I'm like, okay, you guys got to give me a minute. And it was more so in the beginning than it is now. I'm going on 4 years. But what a lot of responses and by the way, thank you so much for the DMs and the comments and the encouragement. Because it's very helpful to know, am I making a difference? Am I speaking your language? But a lot of women are saying, thank you. I'm experiencing the same thing. Thank you so much for saying that and saying it out loud. So like, if you go to my social media, I can be a little raunchy in my social media, but that's where it's important because we're hiding behind all the grief stages and you're here and then you're here and you're there. I'm like, no, I'm in the messy middle, but I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna beat my face and I'm gonna go outside because how do I deal with my triggers?
Right.
How do I deal with my trauma? By having relations with other people. The one thing I did want to say too is family and friendships. Family and friendships change a lot. When you're the black sheep and you decide to leave the system and you go through experiences in your life that are devastating and you climb yourself out of the mud, not everybody likes that. It's a mirror.
Because I'm looking at you and I'm like, yo, I know some people mad at you. You just authentic self. Some people was playing on your downfall. Listen, I hope she don't get up. She was this, she was acting like this wife and that. They ain't want you to get up. And now it's just like, dang, you popping. Camera hitting you. Skin good. Got your little shirt out. You know what I mean? Showing what's
popping my collar.
Showing what's going on.
Yes.
Smart, educated. And the biggest thing that I always commend people on is helping others.
Yeah.
Helping so many other people. And you have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, it was really important to me. And I think God spoke over me and he said, you have this voice. And let's be crystal clear. This is not the first time I've done it. I did it in my 20 plus years in white corporate America. I sold HR infrastructures and I sold investment platforms and portfolios and things like that. I mean, I'm still licensed today.
Right.
I did that for them. So I said, wait a minute. If I have this voice and I have this structure and I have the systems that I've grown over these years, can I do this to be a voice to my younger self, to who I was in my 20s, to who I was in my 30s and 40s. Now,
hey, now that she's 40, shorty.
Actually, I'm hitting on the other age, but yes, I'm excited about that.
Nah, but you know what I mean? You look good. You present yourself well. And again, like I told you earlier, I'm just super proud of the person that you are.
Yeah, no.
Like it's super dope to see you. Because you could have easily tucked your tail and said, it's over with.
I had so many opportunities. And I think that's what I want like your audience and listeners to know. I'm going to keep getting knocked down. I look for the no's. I look for it. But now I built up such I don't want to say resistance, but I just know who's behind me. God is behind me.
Come on
like
now.
That is the power of all powers. So the battle Yolanda Adams, the battle is not mine. So I can keep going down that road and I kind of get knocked down and I get knocked down. And I just kind of, all right. And sometimes I need good friendships. I need a good support system. And I have to create that. And so that's what we talked about before earlier. It's like creating your environment as part of my framework. Auditing. Now I'm giving you all the framework now. I still want you to go you got to get the book still.
Nah, after this, people want you.
Yeah.
You are authentic, you real, and this is what people need to look for, right?
But listen to this. You'll enjoy this. Auditing your environment. Who are your people? Who's around you? Who are you talking to every day? Are they supporting you? Are they encouraging you? Are they inspiring you? Are they bringing you down? Are they jealous? And like I said earlier, it's not jealousy of the materialistic or financial. It's a jealousy of who you are in your being, in yourself.
I can see that.
So you have to audit your environment. And I'm consistently, my friend tells me all the time, she's like, you're the grief disruptor. You need to audit your environment. I was like, darn it, you're right. I got to do it again. And so sometimes the people that you bring into your life, you're like, okay, this is good. And sometimes it turns not to be good.
Right.
But you got to know quickly when to move that person out, and you got to be okay with it because you're going to be uncomfortable. Because they're going to make you feel like shit. You think you all that now. You think you somebody because you got out.
Yep.
It ain't always going to be good for you. Watch what happens.
Deposit off withdrawals. We talk about it all the time. Like, who in your life is a deposit? Who is a withdrawal? And that's often audit. Listen, you a withdrawal, you got to go.
Absolutely.
Not just money. You withdrawing my energy.
Yes.
You withdrawing my patience. You withdrawing, like, you want to be in competition with me. All that stuff. They got to go.
And you know what? Knowing your capacity is knowing I'm in a deficit right now. So if I'm in a deficit, just organically, right? Because I had so many things happen to me. And then I have people in my environment that are taking from me and pulling from my energy. What is that going to do if I'm already in a deficit? That's why I said about knowing your capacity. So you know what I had to do? I completely went into solitude. I removed everybody. And then I had to recalibrate and wait for the right energies to come to me. And now my circle is small but mighty because I had to make that decision and say, oof, I'm in a deficit right now. Oof, I'm fragile. I'm super fragile. What does that look like? And so once I did that, I started elevating. Isn't that something? Do you talk about like the elevation that happens once you audit your environment and make the decision? Whoa, I didn't even see that person was draining me like that. I didn't even notice that, but you got to remove yourself in order to actually see it. And that's why we say you don't take breaks in dating, by the way. Don't take breaks in dating. Because once I'm in solitude, I'm like, oh, that dude ain't shit. I'm like, wait a minute. Why was I so caught up on him? Hold up. Don't take a break from her. I'm just telling you, because she gonna see.
That's super good, man. So it's been amazing having you.
Yes.
What people should be tapping in with you? What kind of people? Like, is there corporations? Is there just individual people?
Yeah.
Who should be looking and tapping in with you? Because you got something special. And, you know, you the real deal. You helping people for real.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's community and corporations.
Okay.
So I'm out here. I use most of my socials for community, right?
Okay.
And I also do workshops on the 15th of every month, and it talks about portions of my G3 framework. And right now, I'm on a keynote speaking tour for corporations. I built a framework IP that I actually sell to corporations, like a program that I sell to help them. My keynotes are 3 days in a casserole. I love that because it's like, you just get 3 days in a card and then that's it. And so I help to support corporations to help them, like you were saying, with their productivity, with people that are grieving, and also with the team and the colleagues that are experiencing the grief of the person, right? Because your husband, her husband passed away, but the colleagues are experiencing that loss and that grief as well because they care about that colleague. So, and I think that the community part of it, my women out there, especially my Black women, out there who are experiencing these losses and no one's talking about it like this, that I'm outside I'm in these streets. I'm living my life. I'm dating. I'm traveling. I'm doing all the things while grieving and rebuilding who I am and trying to find the best version of myself. So trying to kind of stand up and show that. But so I have the book. I have the G3 framework. And actually the physical book is coming out in the fall, probably late summer, fall.
Okay.
So maybe when this is out, it's probably here. And I can't remember all the other stuff. There's a lot of things going on. I have a newsletter that kind of keeps everyone up to date to what I'm doing now.
I love that. How can they get on that?
So I'm the Grief Disruptor.
Okay.
So I came up with the Grief Disruptor because I disrupt the narrative on grief. That it's not just sadness, it's an identity shift. And so you can find me on all social platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of the major platforms. And
is that
at the Grief Disruptor?
At the Grief Disruptor.
Yeah, at the Grief Disruptor. My company is MHDS Media.
Okay.
So I actually run a media company where all of this is housed. And the name is My Husband Died So.
Wow.
And so when people think about it, when they first see it, they think it's My Husband Died So. No, it's My Husband Died So Now What?
Right.
What's next? And when I went through all that trauma and all those things in my childhood, it was always like, I'm still here. God's not done with me yet.
At all.
What's next? And so if you're ready, if your audience and your listeners are ready to figure out what's next and they want to get to that level of the best versions of themselves, then, follow me, check me out.
Got to. It's only right because there's a lot of people going through it.
Yeah.
I appreciate having you today, having this conversation.
Absolutely.
It's a lot going on. Yeah. Not only are you helping people, you back outside and you still picking yourself up. But the most important thing that I've seen about you is that you are living proof.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So again, at the Grief Disruptor, you can definitely get with Donielle Young, y'all. I'm telling you, today was absolutely amazing. I told y'all, it's always real people with real testimonials that we bring out. And again, I don't know if she's outside or not. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, y'all. All right? Y'all might need a little grief help, and then y'all might, whatever you do, you got to do what you got to do, y'all.
Keeping me out.
I'm just saying, I don't know what it is. I don't know what she got going on, but proceed with caution. But for real, from my heart to y'all, listen, go out here and get the help that you need. It's people out here that will help you. It's people out here that do care about you. It's people out here that do have frameworks and are living proof that they've been through it, so you can do it too, y'all.
Absolutely.
It's another episode of Living Proof. I'll see you on the next one. Let's get it.